Hello students, welcome back to the online classes of physics. This is your Naima Miss back with atoms, molecules and chemical reactions. We have learned about the types of reactions in which we have learned about combination reaction, decomposition reaction. In decomposition reaction we have learned about thermal decomposition, electrolytic decomposition, photolytic decomposition. Then we have learned about the displacement reaction and double displacement reaction. In today's class we are going to learn about the oxidation and reduction reaction. So what is oxidation reaction? Oxidation and reduction. So what is oxidation? What is oxidation? This is the last type of reaction, oxidation and reduction. So what is oxidation now? It is nothing but very simple. Oxidation means, in this only you can understand oxy. It is oxygen. Okay, oxygen. So now the game is only of about adding and removing. Okay, adding and removing. So here in oxidation what is happening? Addition of oxygen to the substance or removal of hydrogen atom is called as oxidation. What it is? Addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. Okay, you are adding, see, when you are adding one hydrogen, definitely one bond of when you are adding oxygen, definitely one bond of hydrogen will be released. Yes, one hydrogen atom will move, then only one oxygen atom can be added, isn't? So that means removal of one hydrogen atom and addition of one oxygen is called as oxidation. In the other case, it is reverse. Addition of hydrogen and removal of oxygen is called as reduction. Opposite of this is called as reduction. That is, we are adding hydrogen and removing oxygen. Okay, simple form. Very easy. Okay, here you are doing what? You are adding oxygen and you are removing hydrogen. That is nothing but oxidation. Here what we are doing? We are adding hydrogen and removing oxygen. This is nothing but reduction. Okay, very easy. Just it's an opposite. You have to remember, here oxygen is added, here hydrogen is added. Here hydrogen is removed, here oxygen is removed. Okay, so addition of oxygen to the substances or removal of hydrogen atom is called as oxidation, and addition of hydrogen atom and removal of oxygen is called as reduction. Okay, for example, what we are doing? We are taking copper, okay, two copper molecules plus oxygen. Okay, so this becomes what? You will form 2CuO. Copper oxide is formed, right? So what is happening here? You are adding oxygen. So this reaction is which reaction? When you are adding oxygen, it becomes which reaction? Oxidation reaction. So here what it is happening? This is oxidation reaction. So it becomes now oxidation reaction. Okay. Similarly, if you are adding hydrogen and removing oxygen, that is nothing but your reduction reaction. In some places you will see both oxidation and reduction reaction is taking place. In some reactions we find both oxidation, that is addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen is taking place in the same step, and hydrogen is added and oxygen is removed in the same step. So when both the oxidation and reduction is taking place, what is that type of reaction is called? That type of reaction is called as redox reaction. Okay, what it is called? It is called as redox reaction. Very, very, very important. Do remember, where both oxidation and reduction is taking place, that reaction is called as redox reaction. Okay, what it is called? Redox reaction. So as we have we have gained under oxidation, that is we have added oxygen, and on heating we got 2 copper oxide, right? Copper oxide. Then when this copper oxide we are passing the hydrogen gas, over this hot copper oxide, it what will happen? We will notice that the black, now this is black coating on the copper turns brown because copper oxide loses its oxygen to form copper. In this process where the oxygen is lost, this process is called reduction, right? Again, what is happening? We are gaining copper. That is the black color. Because it is black color now, what is happening? The black color is now becoming brown color. Why? Because it has lost the oxygen. Okay, it has lost the oxygen. Then when we are losing the oxygen, that reaction is called as reduction. Yes. So as I said about both oxidation and reduction reaction, when they are taking place, what it is called? It is called as redox reaction. So now we will see few examples of redox reaction. Okay, for example, we are taking 2Fe2O3 plus 3C. Okay, now what is happening? You see here what is happening, this iron oxygen is coming out. Okay, it is losing the oxygen. So this is what it is happening. This is now oxidation reaction, right? So this becomes 4, 2 2s are 4 iron. Okay, so this oxygen is released from here. That means it has undergone oxidation. Now this oxygen has gone and combined with this. Now it is forming 3CO2. Okay, so that means here oxygen is added. So it is going which reaction? Here it is lost, here it is added. So that means it has undergone both reduction and oxidation reaction. So this is called as redox reaction or oxidation reduction reaction. One more example we can see. 2PbO plus C. What is happening now? It is forming 2Pb plus CO2, right? So both oxidation and reduction reaction is taking place here. So students, we have seen, like, if you're taking an apple and when you're cutting it, when you keep for some time in the open air, okay, then what does happen? It will turn into brown in color, right? Similarly, if you see the shining iron articles, they become like reddish brown in color when they are left for some time, like that only. You don't touch it, but simply you leave it. For example, you see your gas cylinder also. It is also made up of iron, right? So when you see a gas cylinder, after a month, when the gas finishes and you want to refill it, when you remove it, what will happen? You see that the ground that is bottom of your cylinder has turned into some brownish color. Yes. Why do you think that happen? Or when you're burning the crackers, it produces dazzling light with white fumes. Why do you think that happens? That happens due to the oxidation reaction. Okay, why does it happen? This happens due to the oxidation reaction. So here what is happening? Oxygen molecules with different substance, starting from metals to living tissues, may come contact with it, right? So this oxygen, when it is coming in contact with metals or any living substance, what is happening? It will start reacting. Okay, it will start reacting. So when this is reacting, the whatever thing is there, substance is there, that will start turning into brown color. So that metal brown color is nothing but rust. Yes, and the fruit's brown color, simply you observe, right? When banana is also kept open, you see that it becomes black. When the apple is kept open, you see that it becomes brown in color. When you keep brinjal open, when you keep potato open, you see that they changes the color. Brinjal changes into black color, potato also changes its color. So why does this happen? This happens just because of the oxygen. when the oxygen present in the air is reacting with these substances, what is happening? They are changing its color. Okay, so their oxidation is taking place. What is taking place? Their oxidation is taking place. Fine. The apple, pears, banana, potatoes, etc. These all contains what? They contain an enzyme which is polyphenol oxidase or tyrosinase. Okay, they contain polyphenol oxidase or tyrosinase, so which reacts with the oxygen and changes its color after we cut. Okay, the browning of iron when left for some time in moist air is a process of commonly called as rust. Fine. So this process is basically oxidation reaction which requires both oxygen and water. So this rusting does not occur in oxygen free water or dry air. Okay, so where there is no oxygen, this rusting and this color change of fruits or vegetables does not take place. So wherever oxygen is present, you can see this reaction taking place. So when some metal are exposed to moisture or acids, they tarnish due to the formation of respective metal oxides, and this process is called as corrosion. What is this called? This process is called as corrosion. This process is called as corrosion. Fine. So the process where oxidation is taking place and turning the metal's color or the living substance's color, that process is called as corrosion. For example, if you take spoon, okay, silver spoon. So the black coating, after some time you'll see there is a black coating formed on the silver spoon. Why that is happening? Because of oxidation. That is because of corrosion. Similarly, if you see the copper, you find some green coating on it. Why that is taking place? That is also due to the corrosion. Alloying is also a very good method of improving the properties of metal. Generally, for pure form of iron is very smooth and stretches easily when hot. Iron mixed with carbon, nickel and chromium to get an alloy stainless steel. This stainless steel is hard and does not causes rust. So to avoid the corrosion, what we are going to do, for example, the metals is there, means we are going to paint them. Okay, we are going to paint them. Okay, or we are going to hide what it is called, it is called as galvanizing. Okay, galvanizing is a method, that is galvanizing. Galvanizing, this is a method where we are protecting the metals from oxidation. Okay, galvanizing is the method where we are protecting the metals from oxidation. For example, it protects iron from rusting by coating this iron. We are coating this iron with zinc layer. Okay, we are coating this iron with zinc layer. So that is called as galvanization. Okay, as I said, alloying. Alloying is also a good process of protecting the uh, metals from oxidation. Okay, and a metallic substance made by fixing or fusing two or more metals or a metal or a non-metal to obtain desirable qualities such as hardness, lightness, and strength. That is called as alloy. Okay, when something new we are creating by the mixture of the fusing of the metals and non-metals or metals and metals to create something very strong and shiny thing, that is called as alloy. Okay, for example, we have bronze, we have brass, yes, and we have steel. These are all examples of alloys. Fine. So we'll see some of the important effects of oxidation on our daily life. First one is combustion. We have learned combustion. What is combustion? It's the most common example of oxidation reaction. For example, we see the burning of wood involves release of carbon dioxide, water vapors with huge amount of energy. So here we see that because of oxygen, this is taking place. Burning of wood is taking place, right? So this is nothing but this is very useful. It has a great effect of in our daily life. Yes. So next is rising of dove. When we see every morning, in evening in our house, every time we see that there is a chapati made, parathas made. Yes, to do that we need to we need to make dough from the flour, right? So this is because of the rising of dough. When you see, after sometimes it becomes very soft and it rises up. How that is happening? Because of the yeast depends on the oxidation of sugar to carbon dioxide and water. And next we have bleaching of colored objects using moist chlorine. Chlorination is done, right? Bleaching also is done. So how that is happening? The colored objects, what we are doing, the colored objects plus oxygen will give you colorless objects. Okay, will give you colorless objects. That is nothing but bleaching. So what oxygen is doing, it is removing the color, from this object, and it is making it a colorless object. Fine. Next we have sometimes during rainy season, the power supply to our home from the electric poles will be interrupted due to the formation of metal oxide layers on the electric wire. This metal oxide is an internal insulator. On removing this metal oxide, what is happening? The layer is formed on the wire. With the sandpaper, supply of electricity can be restored. Okay, when we are rubbing it with sandpaper, the supply of electricity can be restored. Similarly, we have when oils and fats, they are exposed to open air for for some time, then they start smelling bad and taste bad. That is called as rancid. That substance become rancid. So that is, they taste and smell very bad. So that is nothing but, that is rancid, and this process is called as rancidity. What it is called? It is called as rancidity, and this process is called as rancidity. So this is also one kind of oxidation reaction. Okay, this is also a kind of rancidity, is also a kind of oxidation reaction, because when the fats and oils are coming in contact with the air, then they are going oxidation reaction and giving the bad smell and taste. Sometimes you keep oil like that, only you feel like some bad kind of smell will be coming out of it. That is due to the rancidity. Okay, these all things can be avoided by using antioxidants. Okay, by using antioxidants. When we are using antioxidants are used to avoid the oxidation reaction. Avoid the oxidation reaction. Antioxidants are used to avoid the oxidation reaction. For example, the spoilage of food can be prevented by adding the preservatives like vitamin C and vitamin E. Vitamin C and vitamin E. Substance which prevent the oxidations are called as antioxidants, right? They are called as antioxidants, and these are added to the food containing fats and oils. When keeping food in air with a tight container helps to slow down the oxidation process, because it does not allow the air to go inside. So manufacture of potato chips flush bags of chips with the nitrogen gas to prevent the chips from getting oxidized. So what do? They just fill up the potato chips with nitrogen gas. Okay, so that they don't get oxidized. The potatoes don't spoil. Okay, they don't get oxidized. So with this we complete our atoms, molecules and chemical reactions. I request you all to please go with all parts of the atoms, molecules and chemical reactions and try to understand it. Don't skip the chapter, as it is very important in your next future coming year also. Okay, thank you.